Start with an opening statement from Coach.
Tough night. No explanation for what we did not come. We were not mentally, physically prepared for what we ran into tonight. I think the beginning of that starts with me. Obviously, I did not have them prepared for what we ran into tonight. And when adversity hit, we went out the window. Hopefully, we can learn from that. Hopefully, we can grow from that as a team. But we were not prepared, and we paid the price.
Questions in the room, Michael.
Buck, not much went your way on offense, obviously. Do you feel like that was more of Delaware's defense or shots simply just not falling for you guys?
I think it was a little bit of both. You have to give Delaware their credit. They came out and played the game. They put us in some situations where we had to make some tough buckets that we didn't. I think with us not being in rhythm and then for us not sharing the ball, as much as we should in some situations. But for us not being in rhythm, we also missed some shots that I felt were easy shots. So I answer your question both ways. I think, yeah, we missed some shots that we should, but I think you have to credit Delaware, for a lot of that also.
Kyrie, you were bright spot on offense for this team when, a lot of things weren't going its way. Just what was working for you tonight on offense?
Free throws. The free throw line, that's where it really was. Nothing was really falling for real. So it was just like I was going to the basket just so I can get contact because I seen I was hitting my free throws.
Buck, after that first half, you guys came out late at halftime. Just what is the message to a team, when you're going down, coming back out at halftime after such a deficit?
Two things. One is just the way we played the first half. You can also come out and have a second half that you can flip it. But it's going to take possession by possession, and it's going to take teamwork to do it. But the first thing that we had to do was have an attitude and adjustment, for our guys. So I felt like we needed an attitude adjustment and just took more time to explain and show what we need. Thank God for today you got technology in there. So we were able to show them, this is us. This is what we're doing. It's not one person. It's all of us. So we spent a lot of time looking at some things and talking about some things and trying to adjust, a lot of what we were doing. But first, the adjustment we tried to make was upstairs. I think a little bit of that showed you go 34-29 in the second half. So if you erase that first half, this could be a very different ball game. But again, I think we weren't mentally ready first.
Makai Abbott, Afro News. Coach, I know you guys are still new to the CAA, so how would you say you can kind of build off of this for next season? And can you speak to maybe like some of the experience that your team was able to get from this game, some of the positives?
I think some of the positives were I think we were able to shift a lot of things that we did recruiting wise. I think we had some young men that got bright futures. Got Jerry Dang. I think he has a bright future, but he's never played college basketball before, being a true freshman. So he got into a situation where he got in trial by fire, and I felt like he did well. So going into next year, he can be a bright spot. Your three transfers, Tristan Maxwell, Javon Benson, and Ford Cooper, who have additional time left. They're coming from situations, even though they may be higher level situations, or people would say, than where we were, they didn't play much there. So they got in trial by fire. So it was a lot of basketball that you would think and say, what they know. Or they should come in and bring, we were having to teach. We were having to put them through. And some of it they had to experience. So that's a positive they can carry into, or you can carry into next year. Other guy, Dan Bannister, Kyrie, a couple of those, Trey, Jordan, a lot of those guys, a lot of what they had to do shifted. And for some of the adversity we faced early on, first semester, when we talk about bringing in people having to sit games, this and that, we really didn't show, or we really didn't gel together until late. And that was what was so defeating about tonight. We had begun to show what we thought we were going to be able to see and what we were going to be able to do. Now, if you're able to hold a lot of that together, or all that together, then I think next year can be bright for you.
Thank you.
Of course, with adding a few pieces too. But
All right, thanks, guys.